இந்து தமிழ் நாளிதழ் மற்றும் அமிர்த விஸ்வ வித்யாபீடம் இணைந்து வழங்கும் உயர்வுக்கு உயர்கல்வி இணையவழி நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு வந்திருக்கும் உங்கள் ஒவ்வொருவரையும் அன்புடன் வரவேற்கிறேன். இன்னைக்கு சிவில் மற்றும் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் பத்தி நமக்கு சிறந்த பேராசிரியர்கள் வழிகாட்ட இருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த சிவில் அண்ட் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா நம்ம சில டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல எவர் கிரீன் சொல்லுவோம். அதையும் தாண்டின ஒரு படி இதுன்னு சொல்லலாம், எவர் லாஸ்டிங் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ். ஏன்னா இப்போ ஒரு ஃபுட் க்ளோத்திங் ஷெல்டர்னு எடுத்துக்கிட்டா அது எக்காலத்துக்கும் எல்லா மனிதர்களுக்கும் தேவைப்படுபவை. இருக்க இடம்ன்றது வீடு மட்டும் கிடையாது, அலுவலகம் மட்டும் கிடையாது. அதுல கட்டுமானம்ன்றது அது ஒரு பிரம்மாண்டமான ஒரு துறை. அது என்னைக்குமே காலகாலத்துக்கும் நமக்கு தேவைப்படக்கூடிய ஒரு துறை. பேராசிரியர் மினி இருக்காங்க. இவங்க கோயம்புத்தூரில் உள்ள அமிர்தா ஸ்கூல் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியரிங் சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங் துறை தலைவராகவும் பேராசிரியராகவும் பணியாற்றி வருகிறார். அண்ணா பல்கலைக்கழகத்தில் PhD முடித்தவர். அதிலும் அப்ளிகேஷன் ஆஃப் சாஃப்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டிங் இன் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரல் இன்ஜினியரிங் அப்படின்ற அந்த தலைப்பு கீழே தான் அவங்க முனைவர் பட்ட ஆராய்ச்சியை முன்னெடுத்தவங்க. AICT, GST, BRNS, இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் போன்ற அதிமுக்கியத்துவம் வாய்ந்த அரசு நிறுவனங்களின் நிதி நல்கிய பல கல்வி திட்டங்களுக்கு இவங்க பிரின்சிபல் இன்வெஸ்டிகேட்டரா இருந்திருக்காங்க. அதே போல நிறைய சர்வதேச அங்கீகாரம் பெற்ற சர்வதேச ஆய்விதழ்கள்ல இவர்களுடைய கட்டுரைகள் பிரசுரிக்கப்பட்டுள்ளன. எங்களோட ஏரியா ஆஃப் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டும் ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கானது. ஏன்னா அதுல அவங்க டெக்னாலஜியோட சேர்ந்து தொடர்ந்து பயணிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஒரு கட்டுமானன்ற போது கான்கிரீட் டெக்னாலஜி, சஸ்டைனபிள் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன், காம்போசிட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ், அதுல சாஃப்ட் கம்ப்யூட்டிங், மிஷின் லேர்னிங் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் அண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரல் இன்ஜினியரிங்னு அவங்க அதை இன்னைக்கு என்ன லேட்டஸ்டா என்ன டெவலப்மெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கோ அதனோட சேர்ந்து தன்னுடைய துறையில வளர்ந்து கொண்டு வருபவர், வழிகாட்டியாகவும் இருக்கக்கூடிய முனைவர் மினி அவர்கள் இப்பொழுது நமக்காக பேசுவார்.
Good evening. Thank you for the nice introduction.
Thank you.
A very good evening to all and my dear students. Okay, I'm Dr. Mini, Professor and Chairperson, Department of Civil Engineering, Amrita School of Engineering, Coimbatore. So I am here to give a brief overview about civil engineering. So I know most of you, just civil engineering, you will think of something you have to stand in sun and do all the work starting from day, morning to night. So just I will give an overview what is civil engineering and what are the options or specializations in civil engineering, and after your graduation where you can be placed. Okay, so before going to civil engineering, a just brief introduction about Amrita. Amrita University, where I am working, that is Amrita Vishwa Vidyapidam. So we have the institution of eminence recommended by the University Grants Commissions. Only few private universities are coming in this category, and Amrita is one among them. And we are the 4th best university in India. And as per the Times Higher Education Asia 2020, we are in the top 10 ranked in India. You can see the list. And we are number 1 in India for international outlook, number 1 in India for private university. And as per the QS World Ranking, we are number 1 in India for international faculty. So these are some of the credentials of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapidam. And Coimbatore campus, this is, so there are 3 engineering campuses: Coimbatore, Amritapuri, that is in Kollam, Kerala, and another one is in Bangalore. So this is the Coimbatore campus where the Department of Civil Engineering is located. It's a very beautiful serene green campus. You can see that in the photo. So we are offering the Department of Civil Engineering. We are offering BTech in Civil Engineering. So that is the option for you for the +2 students, and MTech Structural and Construction Engineering, and PhD in Civil Engineering in all the specialization. And you can see the more details about the department, about the faculty, about the facility, all the student activities. You will get it from our website, department website. Okay, I'll just start with the introduction about the history of civil engineering. So, you know, the first engineering is the military engineering. It started long back. And to distinguish the non-military engineering from the military, civil engineering is started. And it's said that it started in 18th century in France. It's long back. It's a very old branch of engineering. And John Smeaton in 1761, he claimed himself as the father of civil engineering. He constructed the Eddystone Lighthouse. And by accounting the involvement of civil engineers in the society, statistics says that civil engineers saved more lives than all the doctors. in the history by development of clean water and sanitation system. So that shows the involvement or the duty of civil engineers for the society, because in society all the aspects civil engineers play a major role. And you have studied about the Indus Valley civilization and Mesopotamia in your school days, isn't it? In the social studies. And these are the earlier civil engineering practices, and that commenced in the 4000 and 2000 BC in ancient Egypt. And during this time, what happened is people started to walk from one place to another place, and that lead to the development of the wheel and sailing. So there also civil engineering plays a major role, and still we are continuing that. All this transportation system, it's not the construction of road or railway, it's not alone. There's a lot of transportation management planning that also civil engineer is doing. You can see some figures like pyramids in Egypt. You're familiar with all these things. Kanat water management system. So here you can see that blue one, that is an underground tunnel with water, and to the surface we can take it by using this shaft. That way we can solve the water issue. And this is also older than 3000 years, and the current one, it is 71-kilometer long, whatever represented in that figure. And these are the some of the ancient civil engineering structures. That ancient temple Parthenon, then Appian Way is the most important road done by the Roman engineers, and Great Wall of China and the Buddhist monument. Also, these are some of the examples of the ancient civil engineering structures. Okay, now we'll see. We know everywhere when you are looking around, you can see the civil engineering everywhere, and we can see it affects the many of our daily activities. Just we listed a few. For example, the buildings where we live in and work in, it's constructed by civil engineers, and the transportation facilities. As already I mentioned, it's not the construction of the road or the bridge or the railway. All these to have a safe traffic management or traffic system, civil engineers will do the management and the planning. So that is one aspect. Then the water we drink, before drinking we should treat the water, isn't it? There are also civil engineers, that is the environmental aspect is coming into that. Then we have the responsibility for the waste management, isn't it? So there the drainage sewage system, that is also a responsibility of the civil engineers, that is to our health and well-being. And coming to the field of civil engineers, so this profession involves, we'll do the analysis, planning, design, construction, and maintenance. So these are the sequential activities a civil engineer will do. First, they will analyze the structure, how much load is acting. They will go for the planning. Proper planning should be there, and we have to design it, construct it, and after the construction, due to the continuous usage, maintenance is required, that is repair is required. So all these parts are involved in the civil engineering profession. So we'll do many type of facilities. We'll do it for the government, commerce, industry, and public. So everywhere the civil engineering is coming. And these facilities, what are the facilities? Buildings. So everyone will say the construction of building. But apart from that, all these tunnels, subway system, canals, water purification plants, all this solid waste and wastewater treatment, everywhere civil engineering is coming. And apart from this construction, when we are constructing something, we are very much worried about the impact of this project on the public and the environment. That is, we look the sustainability aspect, but that means whatever we are constructing, we should do it without disturbing the environment. So there also.
Excuse me, sorry for the interruption. Your slide is not changing, ma'am. It's stuck. It's stuck in the very first slide.
Okay, 1 minute. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible now.
Is it in the presentation mode? It's not in the presentation mode, isn't it?
Yes, it's not in presentation mode. It's just open in your page, ma'am.
Okay.
But it's visible. We are able to see field of civil engineering.
Okay, yeah, field of civil engineering. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we are doing. Is apart from the construction, we have to see the sustainability aspect also into the practice. Okay, next I will give you a broad idea about what is civil engineering. So it's a very broad discipline and that unifies a number of aspects of engineering and science. And civil engineers work in public sector, public services, city, that is in the district level, regional level, national, planning, operation, and construction. All these aspects, civil engineers are there. Apart from the national, okay, international is also there, that is another part. Then private practice. So this is one important, one attractive part for the civil engineers, because we don't have to work under others. We can be our own boss. So this is what we used to tell our students, because now it's very difficult to work under someone, isn't it? So we can have our own private practices, and many of our students are doing that. Then third one, academia. So this is what we are doing it. So initially, that is some 10 or 20 years before, it was just teaching the students. But presently, apart from the teaching, we are doing a lot of research. And this research takes to the industry to the next level of product design and construction. And that hence that to improve the quality of the life. So in the academia field also, apart from teaching, the research is coming. So that's also very interesting and challenging job. And apart from these three, we have the other disciplines related to geology, hydrology, then engineering, economics, and there are some legal aspects also, legal systems also coming. Because even in the bank sector, you know, for the if you want to take, someone wants to take the loan, someone should verify all these documents, isn't it? So there the help of the civil engineers are coming. Okay, next I will say why civil engineering is best. So I am saying from my experience, I am saying civil engineering is the one of the best branch, because it's an ever demanding branch of engineering. You just look around, you can see a lot of constructions. A lot of constructions are going on. Roads are coming up, new bridges are coming up. Even in Coimbatore itself, a lot of that metro is coming. Even things are coming, isn't it? Over bridges are coming. So, as far as these bridges and facilities need to be built or constructed, there will always a demand for the civil engineers, because civil engineers only can do the construction, can do the design, or do the analysis, or do the construction. Okay. Then second part, various job specialization options. And civil engineering is very vast field. There are a lot of specializations in civil engineering that will just I will explain in the coming slides. So you can select your interest based on in any of these specialized, and you can proceed your career in that. Then it's a fastest growing engineering sector. So there's a steady increase in civil engineering jobs in the infrastructure and construction industry, because as I already told, there are a lot of many mega projects are coming up in India. Even in India, it's coming. Okay, so there is a fastest growing engineering sector, and we can say civil engineering is not a stable job, but it's a rapidly expanding one. And the last one, that is a job satisfaction. That's what we want at the end of the day. When we are turning back, we should feel like we did something, isn't it? So that is the satisfaction we should have. So by seeing a building which is constructed from the foundation till the end, and by seeing that building, the satisfaction what a civil engineer gets, I think it's very difficult to get it from the other domains, because a civil engineer, he can involve in all the aspects of the construction. Okay, now we'll see how is the professional life in civil engineering. I know as the plus two students, you are very smart, and you will share all these qualities. And this is not for civil engineering, or almost all engineering discipline. This is required. And for example, if you are a person who enjoys problem solving, it's not like your mathematics or physics problem. For example, something like, maybe I can say a few example in construction. Usually we'll take minimum 1 year for the construction of a building. Okay, I want to construct it within 1 month. How can I do it? Then you can search everywhere, and you can go through the literature review, and you can find a find an answer for that. Okay, so that type of problem solving attitude if you have, and if you're ready to give action to your ideas, okay, one of the best branch for you. And if you're curious about how things work and how to make them better, because always when you're doing the construction, the main thing what we have to do is we should not harm the environment, isn't it? So in that case, we have to go for new materials are coming up. That is a lot of sustainable and eco-friendly materials are coming up, because now from the cement, people are going back to the mud house, isn't it? So that's also a new thing. We are going back to the that olden days. So there also we can do a lot of research and we can do it. And are you interested in improving the environment? That's what I just now I explained. Then are you socially aware and interested in helping people live better? So that social responsibility aspect is coming into that. In Amrita, we have a course that is the Living Lab. So here, what we'll do is we'll take our students to the village, and they will during the vacation, summer or winter vacation, we take the students there, and they will live with the villagers for some 2 to 4 weeks. They will interact with them. They will identify what are the problem faced by these villagers. Okay, for example, that can be in some case, many cases, it will be the problem with the drinking water or road. There's no proper road or the houses. Okay, so and they will find a solution for that. And finally, Namrata will implement that also. Okay, so that makes you to utilize your knowledge, what you gained, for the betterment of the society. So this is the social awareness, and I can say civil engineers share all these qualities. And many of our students are participating in this living lab course, and they are going to the villages and they are doing a good work there, because civil engineers can do a lot in the villages compared to the other branches, because the houses, there'll be small huts. We can do a lot into that. We can do the water environment, we can do a good thing. Then transportation, we can improve the road facilities there. Okay, so many things we can do for the society. Okay, I can show you some inspirational projects. You all are aware of this one. This is the Statue of Unity, and this is the Mumbai, that Bandra Wali ceiling in 2009. And Burj Khalifa, you are well heard of that one, that is 2010. And this is the Palm Island trilogy, that is three islands are coming into three artificial islands, and you can see how the soil is dumped into the sea. So that way constructed these islands. So uh, we can proud of, as civil engineers, we can proud of, like these are the constructions coming in the our sector. And a few inspirational engineers, Vishesharaya, you know that Krishnaraja Sagar Dam, in his name, then engineer E. Sridharan, still we are very proud of him. He's the metro man, and Konkan Railway, many construction, new challenged work he has taken. Then Faslur Khan. So he is mainly into the skyscraper structures, the tall structures. And Stephen Betchel, he is the mainly on the water related structures. So these are some of the few inspirational engineers, and there are many other. I just showed a few for your understanding. Okay, so far what we have seen is where civil engineering is coming, and who can be a civil engineer. Okay, and what are the advantages of civil engineers. Now we'll see what are the career paths of civil engineers. You can see already we discussed education, so that's what we are doing it. Teaching and research is coming, or you can purely concentrate on the research. There are a lot of research sectors are there. CSRI is there. Then engineering management, so those who want to have excel in the management field, there can be a good option in the engineering management. You can be a designer, structural design, and industry is a good focus for you. And government sector, lot of opportunities are there in the government sector for civil engineers. And computers, because in the software industry also, each one is having their own wing for the civil engineers. And if they are getting some project related to civil engineers, it will come to the civil engineering graduates. And law. Okay, so these are some of the possible, and these are some of the fields, and there are possibilities in these areas are endless. Okay, so in the previous slide, I explained like it's a very vast area, civil engineering. So these are the major specializations in civil engineering. So we have structural engineering, environmental water resource engineering, geotechnical engineering, transportation, construction technology, construction management. These are the major specializations. So all these specialized fields you will study during your 4-year undergraduate program. So at the end of the 3rd year, you will have an exposure, basic knowledge in all these. And the 4th year is mainly for the elective. So there you will take some specialized courses in any of these areas, and that also based on your interest you can choose it. Then after that, if you want to go for your higher studies, you can continue that, or if you want to go for a job, that also you can do it. Okay. So in all these specialization, the main advantage is that which is highlighted, that is start your own company or consultancy. So that's what I told. You can do your own. You can be an entrepreneur. You don't have to depend on others. You can start your own company, or you can just start a consultancy. Like you will give advice to the people. Okay, you will give guidance to the people how to do it, or you will just do the some design work, and that way you can proceed it. So there are a lot of opportunities in that sector. As an entrepreneurship, you can do. That is in all this specialization, it's coming. So just briefly, I'll explain about all this specialization. So first one, structural engineering. So as the name indicates, it's a structural, isn't it? So we are dealing with the structures here. So we are doing the design. We'll do the design of the building and the non-building structures like bridges, dams, retaining walls. Is a very challenging job and a very interesting job also. And these structural engineers, they will work with the architectures, because architectures, they will focus on the appearance of the building. But the building, when it comes, it should be strong enough to withstand all the forces, isn't it? So that's the duty of the structural engineer. So they will see how much concrete is required and how much reinforcement is required. So all that parts will come in the structural engineers. So a simple example, that Lotus Temple, there's an architect and there is a structural engineer. So architect will see the, okay, we can make that lotus, that shape, and structural engineer, he will design the structure so that it should not get affected by any of the forces, any of the external forces. Okay, and there's a structural component, that is the concrete frame. Sorry. And coming to the opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities for you. You can be in the consultancy, you can be in the local authority, okay, oil companies, railways, civil engineering contractors, you can be a contractor, public utility companies, civil services, armed forces. So all these are few areas where these structural engineers can be fit. There are many other opportunities also. So next we'll see the environment and water resource engineering. So as the name indicates, okay, so we are mainly worried about the environment. They will see the environmental aspects. For example, water, then wastewater, solid waste, all this management part. That's a duty of the environmental engineer. And they will do the environmental impact assessment also, they will carry out. And water resource engineer means they will do the dams, mainly in the dams, irrigation, all these things they will focus. And here also, and their duties also for the climate change and the sustainability. And coming to the opportunities also, there are lot of opportunities. Just we listed a few. There are a lot of opportunities in the state and central government department, and there are a lot of environmental consultancy companies in India. And as I already mentioned, you can start your own consultancy and you can continue. Otherwise, you can work in any of these companies and later you can become an entrepreneur. That's also possible. Tata Consultancy, Atkins, Jacobs, MWH, L&T Ramble. Okay, so these are some of the environmental. And there are a lot of water infrastructure companies like L&T Construction, Water and Effluent Treatment, IL&FS. Okay, these are some of the water infrastructure companies. These are only focusing on the India. There are a lot of international companies also where many of our students are working. So next one is the geotechnical engineering. So as the name indicates, geo means something on the soil. So we are constructing all these structures, isn't it? That's resting on the earth. So there should be a foundation. So this geotechnical engineering, that serves the foundation of everything. That is building on better grounds. You can see a lot of photos here. All these aspects are coming. Soil exploration. So we'll see the soil and finding the properties, and earthquake. Okay, so earthquake usually we'll see only for the buildings or the structures, but there's something on the geotechnical aspect also. That's also it's exposed here in the geotechnical engineering. And you can see a road roller. Many times during the road construction, you can see this road roller, and you will just think, okay, this is just moving here and there. But there should be some force, particular force it should apply, or the soil should have some properties. Finally, it should achieve. Okay, so that only engineer, civil engineer can do that part. So there also civil engineering is coming. Then marine structures you can see, and slope stability. You have seen very sloppy area, hilly area, and the possibility of the landslide is more, isn't it? So there we have to stabilize the slope. So we can do it a lot. And retaining structures. So here, one side is vertical. The landslide or slip of the soil can happen. There also we can use these retaining structures. And these are some of the organizations whereas geotechnical engineer can look into. CSIR, that is Central Road Research Institute, AFCONS.
Ma'am, we have got two more speakers to make their presentations.
Yeah.
Is it possible for you to wind up the session?
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay. Next for the transportation engineering, apart from the, as I already mentioned, apart from the highway, railway, and harbor and tunnel, we are doing the transportation management and planning also here in the transportation engineering. And another aspect is this is construction project management. Those who want to go for the management side. So this is something like converting dream into reality. So we had a dream of this ceiling some 2000, and 2009 it has come to practice, isn't it? So it's the construction management manager. They're playing a major role into that. So finally, it will come. Who built this one? So it will be an architect or an engineer or a builder. But there should be someone who is the leader of all these leaders. So that is the project management. So the person who students who have good managerial capacity, they can go to this management side also. So there will be a design manager between the architect, engineer, quantity surveyor, scheduler, and contract manager. So all they are playing a major role in this one. So this is they have to monitor the quality, cost, and time, safety and health of the people. And finally, it will come like that, we built it. So these are the possible work areas for the construction management. Construction management team can work. And these are some cutting edge technologies, augmented reality, 4D planning. And this is something new, building information modeling. Okay, so everything we are going into the digital transformation. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you. And maybe at the end of the session, we can have the questions. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Dr. Winnie. You have given a bird's eye view of this civil engineering department. Also, you have made it to clear and sure that it's a very responsible field where the person should be both socially responsible and should take care of the environment too. So thank you so much, ma'am, for giving a very overall view of this field. Thank you so much. Definitely, our participants will be having questions, and we hope you answer them by the end of the session.
Yeah.